All right, welcome guys. Peace, shalom, goodness, happiness, long life, longevity to you and your family. We're back here in Nsawam and we're on site. As we can see right now, there's even more development that's taking place in this area. It's actually very funny because when we first came to this area about 4 years ago, there was pretty much nothing. I mean, it was just farming. It was just a lot of farming. It was just a bunch of greenery. As you know, this greenery that you see right here is pretty much exactly what it was. And now today, I mean, you couldn't even walk through this area right here. We had to have a guy in front of us using the machete to part the ways for us to walk. So it's very exciting just to see what's transpiring over here. And that is some of the benefits of owning land and investing in land, even here in Ghana. So I just want to kind of show you guys some of the things that's happening over here at this site. And also some of our plans, what we're planning to do for this area as the buildings continue to resume, as people continue to take on their projects. When you come to a site like this where there's development taking place, you have to also think about things that you'll be able to do to take advantage of some of these projects that are going on. And so here we are once again, just kind of, as you guys can see, many more developments happening. And so right now, currently, we have actually acquired this piece of a half plot. It was a full plot with this man's house, but he decided to sell us a piece of a half plot. Obviously, it looks rugged. It looks, very undeveloped or, right now, but it's good for you guys to see this and to see what's going to be transpiring here moving forward. And so what our plan is to do is as people are building and developing, there's resources that they need. Currently, if you need, in order to get water, access to water for your building or for your development, most people in this area have to go to the neighboring town in order to go access people that have access to water, and then they will bring the water to the site. Usually they use the containers, the water, I'm not sure the exact term for it. The water tanks, there you go, the water tanks. And they'll come and fill it for you. That way you have access to water for your building, because you have to do concrete mixtures and a whole lot of different things. And so right now we've acquired this piece of a half plot, which is also right by the roadside. That's going to be back here. It's going to have easy access to trucks to be able to come. And our plan is, and I want you to envision this with me. It looks very raw and natural right now, but that's part of having a vision. Vision is being able to see things as they could be and not seeing things as they are now. Sight is being able to see things as they are now, but vision is the ability to see things as they could be. And so just as you imagine this place right now, pretty soon, in about a month, we're going to transform this whole area. We are going to dig a foundation, and then we are going to do some drilling in order to get access to water. Now, before you can do any of this drilling or get access to the water, you have to do a feasibility study on the land that you have in order to see if there is water on the actual land. And so when we did our feasibility study on this land, we did realize that there is access to water on this back end of the land. And so currently what we're going to be doing is grading this area to make it a little bit more smooth. And then we will begin a foundation process over here. After the foundation process is finished, then we will, with the company that we're working with, they will come and do the drilling in order to give us the access to the actual water. And they're gonna drill pretty deep. It's not just anything, it's gonna go pretty deep. After the drilling and we have the access to the water, then we will do the casting and everything. And so our plan and our intention is that since there's a lot of development going on in this area, and since it's a little bit hard to access water, we want to be able to give people that access in this area, which also provides a source of income for us. And it also helps us with some of the projects that we're doing in this area as well. And so I want to take you guys to some of the other projects that are going on in this area. And then I also want to break down to you guys the importance and the benefits of owning land anywhere, but particularly in Ghana. All right, so now we're on our site, our side. I mean, this whole place is our site. We have different plots all over, but this was this stretch was the first land I ever invested in Ghana, you know, and it brings me joy and a lot of memory to kind of remember. I remember when I came here first, my friend Caleb brought us here with his Corolla, and how we had to even drive through this area and, you know, walk through is just crazy. But now look, we have a guy right here behind us that is already developing his house. When we first came here, we bought, I believe it was 4 plots for maybe less than 50,000 Ghana cedis. At the time, I think the exchange rate was maybe $1 to 7 cedis or something like that. So I think we spent roughly about 5 to 6K for pretty much an acre of land. 4 plots is an acre, which is a great investment. A couple of years later, we ended up buying another plot next to our land for about 60,000 Ghana cedis for just 1 plot. It shows you that the value continues to increase when you invest in land. And now the same person we bought that plot from is trying to sell us the plot behind him for about 80,000 Ghana cedis. And so the value continues to go up. And so this is why I want to, you know, kind of, preach to the people abroad and even just to Ghanaians as well, the importance of investing in land in Ghana. Not just investing in any land. You have to definitely do your due diligence and make sure that you're investing in the right areas and with the right people. We've been in partnerships with an estate company, which we pretty much buy out most of our lands from, and we've had no issues. We've been able to acquire a lot of different lands from them, and what they do is, and what they specialize in, is that they bring development to the areas that they sell their lands to. And so I kind of kick myself all the time, because if I would have known, you know, this being the first investment I did back then, if I would have known what I know now, I would have bought so many more land in this area, because the value would have increased and I would have been able to even sell that land to other people in order to make a profit. And so now I'm taking advantage of this information, these years that it's been, and what I've seen so far, and working with these companies to continue to invest in land. And so investing in land, I want to go over the benefits of investing in land. And so just kind of look, we've been able to put up 1 house. We're going to put up a couple more houses over here, which are going to be for sale. We're currently putting up the apartment right here to my left. And the benefits, once again, of investing in land is just that. You can sit on your land and the land will gain value. Land is always going to appreciate, no matter what. Land is always going to appreciate. That's the benefit of investing in land compared to investing in something like stocks. Stocks can disappear, the company can fail, so many different things can happen and you can lose your investment. But land is finite, it's forever. When you invest in land, all you have to do is nothing. Just sit on the land and wait, and eventually your investment is going to continue to mature. The second benefit of investing or having land is that it requires not much maintenance. It's very low maintenance in order to own the land. Once you buy a piece of land, mostly what you have to do to secure that land is a wall around that land. Now, that also depends the area that you're in. Actually, if you can see, we have never put up a wall in this area. We have yet to do so, just because it's a much more safer area that we're at. We don't have many people trying to encroach on our land. But usually when you do buy a piece of land, the best thing you can do is put a fence or a wall around it. And that's it. That's the low maintenance. All you got to do is put a fence or a wall around it and just sit and wait for your investment to continue to mature. So when you own land, it's not much that you have to do to maintain it. You know, maybe just cut the weeds, or maybe if you would like to, you can have somebody stay in there to do a little things. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's very low maintenance. Once you buy that piece of land for however much you buy it for, you don't really have to do much maintenance on it. All right, so the third important thing that you can get from owning a piece of land is it could be used as a source of income. Land can be used for so many different variety of things, from leasing the land to agricultural benefits of it, to commercial usages of it, renting the space out for whatever that people need on that particular land. And so there's so many different things. You could build a warehouse on your land and use it for so many different things. Obviously, you can develop your land. You could build apartment complexes. You could build houses. And so a piece of land is also a source of income based on how it's utilized. And so once again, the whole point I'm trying to make to you guys is that you can never really go wrong when you own a piece of land. And for you guys that are in the States, it doesn't cost much to buy a piece of land, especially in a place like Ghana, where, once again, the benefits of a place like Ghana is it's a peaceful country. We've never had a civil war compared to other African countries. Obviously, there's going to be always political differences in any country that you're in, whether it's US, UK, whatever it is, there's going to always be political agendas. But when you're in Ghana, you can rest assured that it's a peaceful place. And so when you invest in a piece of land, let's say you can put aside $4,000, $5,000, and you can do that in increments. You can save, based on how you budget, whether it's $200 a month, $500 a month, in order to put away to be able to, at the end of the year, $500 a month, $6,000 a year. You can use that investment to invest in the land, which I'm telling you right now, that land will eventually appreciate. So if you bought that land 5 years ago, by now your $6,000 could be worth up to $10,000, $15,000 based on the area that you buy your land at. So flexibility is another thing. Point number 4, flexibility of the land. Like I said, that kind of is in line with the in line with the usage of the land. So you can use the land for agricultural purposes, farming. A lot of people, based on the area that they buy land at, they use it for farming. And so when you go a little bit more on the outskirts from the cities, you can buy a piece of land, you can do farming, you can do agricultural, you can have a pineapple farm, you can have so many different examples of farming. You could do poultry, you could do chickens, you could do goats, you could do cattle, you could do, a variety of things. And so that's the flexibility of owning land. Or you could just sit on the land once again and just wait for it to mature. But when you buy a piece of land, once again, you should have a vision of what you're trying to do, what you want to use the land for. And in the meantime, let's say you've bought a land and you don't have money to develop it yet, then you can invest a little bit more to use that land for maybe agricultural purposes. And that way that, the land is also still being utilized and not just sitting there waiting, for you. But also sitting there is also a benefit to you as well. So, and number 5 is that there's also tax benefits for owning land. So depending on the country that you're in, if you own a piece of land, you can have tax write-offs. When you do farming or agricultural services on your land, you can also have write-offs based on how you document your land and what you use it for. If you do it the right way, you can definitely have tax benefits from owning land. I believe even if you own land in a different country and you document it the right way, you can still get tax benefits in whatever country that you're in. I know for the US for a fact, if you do show that through a business or whatever it is, you can definitely have tax benefits. And so overall, owning the land is a benefit. There's not much downsides to owning the land. And I can talk about some of the downsides too as well, but I think the good or the cons, the pros far outweigh the cons in owning land. All right, and then lastly, there's many environmental benefits in owning land. Owning land, like we're doing over there, you can tap into the environment, whether through tapping into water systems, natural agricultural benefits, which is just a benefit to the ecosystem, greenery, plants. It's all good for the environment and it's all good for the ecosystem. So there's definitely, you know, beyond even what I'm listening to you guys, there's just so many more benefits of owning land. And so if you could see around, just look around, look how beautiful the landscape is. There's so many different agricultural benefits. There's so many different environmental benefits, especially in a place like this where there's natural greenery. It's not just a dry land. This is not something like Dubai where it's a desert and you're now gonna develop in sand and things like that. This is fertile lands. You could plant, you can buy a huge plot, you can plant your own garden, your own farm, your own so many things, and have a self-sustainable community for yourself on your land. That way that you don't have to go and purchase all these different things. And so even here in Africa, in Ghana particularly, there's so much more organic products that you can have and you can benefit from owning your own land. You don't have to worry about all these genetically modified things that are in some of the things that we eat abroad. And so this is also a great, I think that to me, that's one of the greatest benefits because health is wealth. And so if you own your land and you also have a farm on your land, or you have certain plants, vegetables on your land, it's going to be a health benefit to you and your family as well. So once again, you can never really go wrong in owning a piece of land and making sure that you secure that investment for yourself, for your family, for your future, based on what your vision is. All right, so I just want you guys to, once again, this site particularly is in Nsawam. This is a great area because just right there from this land that we have right here, you can actually see the major road from Accra to Kumasi. Now on this major road right here, they are actually developing a huge road project, about a 5-lane on both sides, a roadway that is going to be leading from Accra, connecting from Accra to Kumasi all the way. And so once that road is done, it's going to be just a smooth access from Accra, whether you want to go to Accra to Nsawam or Accra all the way to Kumasi. So let me break that down to you for you guys that might not understand. It's like if you're in California traveling from SoCal to Vegas, it's about a 3-hour drive. From Accra to Kumasi right now, it's about a 3-4 hour drive. That's only because the road is so bad. Once this road is completed, this project, which when I first bought in this area, these roads were not even there, but now the development is coming. Once these roads are completed, that 4-hour journey, that 3-hour journey is going to turn into about maybe a 1.5, 2-hour maximum journey based on the speed that you're traveling with. And so development is happening fast. So I wanted to give you guys a call to action just to show you once again, just as when we came here, there was nothing. All that you're seeing right now, it was total just greenery. And now there's major developments. And so we also have acquired a piece of land, or a lot of land, about 100 acres, maybe just about 20 minutes away from here. About 20 minutes away from here, which I'm giving you guys a call to action. If you would like to invest, if you would like to buy a plot of land, an acre of land, that area is going to be another area where maybe there's nothing right now, but in about 3 to 5 years, you're going to see a lot of development come to that area as well, because it's also alongside that major road, and it's not far away from that main road, maybe about a minute or 2 minutes drive away from the main road. With the company that I'm working with, they are 100% solid. They've been in the game for decades. We've had no issues in acquiring our documents, and now we've been able to purchase a large sum of land, and so we will have no issues in providing people with their documents. And once again, I'm just giving a call to action. Look, this is your chance to invest in something that will add value, invest in something that will continue to mature, invest in something that will be finite, that you will own for your lifetime, or if you want to purchase as an investment and later on sell it, you can also do the same thing, or you could development yourself on that piece of land, whether it be apartment, whether it be housing, whether it be a school, whether it be a business idea. Begin to plan. As if you're seeing this video, start now. Today is the day. Start putting money aside, even if you don't have the money right now. Start your planning, start your vision. Remember, like I said, sight is the ability to see things as they are. Vision is the capacity to see things as they could be. And so with everything that I've broken down to you, you can start planning right now and say, look, I also want to own a piece of land. I also want to see my piece of land mature. Maybe you don't know what you want to do with that land right now, but you can purchase it, sit on it. It's not much maintenance, build a wall around it, and then just let the land mature in value, and then you can decide to do whatever you want to do with it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to reach us out. You can also submit your comments in the comment description, and we'll try our best to be able to read every single comment and respond to you guys likewise. So it's been nice, and I hope you guys will take this piece of advice, because if I would have known what I know now 5 years ago, I would have definitely emptied my bank account and purchased so much more land in this area, because I would have been way more up. But it's never too late. Ghana's a huge place. There's many lands out there. Now, here's something that I do want to say. You know, a lot of people, when they think about investing in Ghana, they're always only thinking about Accra. Now, listen, if you want to go and spend $50,000, $100,000 to just buy a piece of land out there, and if you have that kind of money, by all means, feel free to do it. But Accra is not the only place to invest in. There's many areas outside or on the outskirts of Accra that you could invest in. And I think you will be able to benefit much more from investing a little bit outside of Accra to be able to get a return for your money. So just a train of thought. Thank you.